All right.
Look at that. On time.
Yes.
Yes.
It did it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Week 4.
Excuse me, I put a little check mark in the on time column. It's like only the third one in 5 years. It's not bad.
It is.
A little hiss.
What happened? Didn't sound like that earlier. Oh. No. What would be the show without?
Oh, it's annoying too. Whoa.
Whoa. All right. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Welcome. Week 4. It's in the books, man. Only 2 in district championships to go.
We're halfway there.
Really is.
Tell you what, once
I'm
everyone...
gonna keep trying to figure that out. Go ahead.
That's okay. Once everyone gets back from spring break, it'll be just a few weeks before World Championship, and then it'll all be over.
It's wild.
It is wild.
So, cool. Well, thanks for joining us. My name is Mike, and
I'm Justin.
I guess.
Yeah.
Guess
by process of elimination.
Sure. I just appreciate you tuning in to the FRC Top 25. If this is your first time, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it, and hope you'll stick with us. Thank you to all who voted. Did you get a final tally?
You know, as you were going through that, I knew it was coming, and I was like, I'm not going to be able to open it fast enough.
No,
for
you're
you
not.
guys.
We had to, on a side note, we had to get rid of a lot of votes this week.
Yes. I think we were kind of talking amongst ourselves. I think people think we don't check the votes as closely.
We check them.
We do check them. Absolutely. People try to be sly and sneak stuff through. It doesn't make it. We just toss it out.
So
If you thought if we were liberal with the ban hammer in the chat, we're more liberal with tossing out ballots. Let me tell you.
We had multiple duplicate votes, multiple votes that voted for teams that didn't compete last week. You name it, it happened. So total
let's compare. 78 votes are what actually ended up counting.
out of
Bum, bum, ba-dum. Bum.
what's going on over there?
I don't
Your
know.
computer's on the struggle bus.
Of course. Let's forget that this spreadsheet
Bailey, you can
is
vote for 340 all
massive.
you want.
Yeah.
Those votes would just not slide through.
We did appreciate that, though. All right, we should just keep going.
Anyways,
This
so
thing is just,
it's just your computer's
it's
about
quit.
to-
It's gone.
It's done.
Goodbye.
If you want to get a hold of us during the show, you can tweet at us at FRC Top 25, or you can Snapchat us at FRC Top 25. That might help.
It would definitely help.
Or you can email us, Mike and Justin, ITM.
At gmail.com.
There you go. Thank you. Or you can, one of our favorite things recently is our text line at 585-326-3030. And we check those throughout our breaks and stuff, and then we'll answer your questions or talk about whatever you'd like us to talk about.
So we had 109 total votes, with 77 making the final cut. So we had to toss out a good chunk. So there's that.
Did you get a new phone?
Nah, I just took the cover off.
Got that right.
That one was getting pretty beat.
It was.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I don't know why I said that.
You should have told
Was
me
it
that.
orange?
What?
Was it orange? I don't even know what color.
When
I'm
I
sorry I
bought it.
said that. when you bought it, it was
When I
orange.
bought it, it was orange.
All right.
It
So,
was trending in the wrong direction.
all right. So, that being said, week 4. This is your 4th week in a row of competition?
No, I took week 3 off.
You took week 3 off. Do you have any updates to your thoughts on the show? Or on Recycle Rush?
Every week I like it more.
Yeah?
I really do. Yep. It's quickly climbing the ranks of games.
I don't quite see eye to eye with you on that yet.
It's okay. That's
It's
allowed.
okay. Our team did compete last week, and it was interesting, to say the least. I think match in and match out, I did not feel as pressured to perform well, or at least quote unquote win.
Right.
Because knowing you could just go out and play your game and you can still do well and seed well. One of the first weeks or games ever where you hardly ever look at who you're playing against. You do, but you don't pay much attention because you know it's still your score that matters.
Right.
So I think it made Friday and Saturday morning a little easier. You still had to play well, obviously, to seed higher, but it wasn't that wins and loss kind of thing that we talked about a couple weeks ago wasn't quite there for me.
I think a lot of what took the edge off match in and match out was just like you said, not having to worry about winning that match. Right? You could lose that match. You could score 50, and you're like, okay, we're still fine. A couple of matches of 100, and right back up there where we need to be. You always kind of had that little safety net, which was nice. I think I think originally, right, people are adverse to change by nature. So we saw this new game, divided field. It was just very different, and people kind of looked at it negatively. But like I said, every week I like it more and more.
I'm excited. This is the first week ever 340 has competed back to back. So we competed at Tech Valley last weekend and compete at Finger Lakes this weekend. So I'm excited to get back into it and kind of revisit it again.
Mm-hmm.
I did like it. I wouldn't put it up there in the top 3 or 4 games, I would say. It definitely is exciting. Finals were exciting.
Yeah.
Playoffs were exciting. But I don't know. Maybe I'll have a different. Maybe next week I'll feel a little different. But that being said, the finals were, like I just said, were exciting, and it's not like it was a boring game. And I think we can maybe talk later a little bit about our elimination or playoff kind of things.
Playoff.
Maybe did we talk about it last week about changing playoffs to all?
We did a little bit, yeah.
Elimination rounds instead of still average.
Right. We did a little bit. We can talk about that
okay,
later.
We can. But we can keep going. So
what we're going to do here is we're going to recap all 20 events
20
that happened this past weekend. Some of these recaps are a little short. We apologize. Some people sent us information that was great. Those ones are obviously going to be a little bit longer. And then some of our team recaps in the top 25 are also a little short. And, I hate to make excuses, but competing back to back, we've been taxed pretty hard. So we think we have a good show lined up, but if you feel like, maybe we slacked off a little bit on one area or another, just try to be understanding to that.
Yeah.
As we are full-time mentors and competing often and
full-time
workers.
So, as always, you can feel free to send us information. That helps a ton. So, that being said, thanks to Justin, who really picked up my slack today as I was working.
Oh, there's no slack.
For Pat and for Katie, who helped out as well, too.
And Kristen, who helped out.
It was a group effort.
It's a group effort.
Group effort there. So
we have the easy job, really.
We just show up and just talk robots.
Yeah, which is the best.
Cool. All right, man, let's do it.
So you want to start at Arizona?
Arizona.
All right, I'll start.
Go for it.
Because it doesn't say. Normally it does. Hamilton High School in Chandler played host to 41 teams for the Arizona East Regional. Boosted by a high tote score, 1538, the Hall of Fame Holy Cow was seeded first and selected the number 2 ranked team, the Bannock Bulldogs, Team 60, and added Sonoran Storm Robotics, Team 4496. Though they're the number 1 alliance, they were second in the rankings after the quarterfinal and semifinal rounds to the number 2 alliance of 4183, 3944, and 4146.
In the finals, unfortunately, for the number 1 alliance, it was the same story. Finals match 1 was a close one with 168 to 146 in favor of Red, and the second match saw both scores drop, but the Red Alliance and the number 2 seed still keeping their edge, 132 to 117, to take the win in 2 matches. Congrats to both teams, as well as Team 1011 Crush on their Regional Chairman's Award.
That was Arizona East. Move a little bit further west to Sacramento. The 4th California event in as many weeks. There's been a California event every week so far. This week was the Sacramento Regional, where 55 teams competed for gold. After 10 matches, however, it was a team from Texas, 118 the Robonauts, that claimed the top spot. It wasn't a surprise to many to see 118 pick the Citrus Circuits with their first pick, and later add rookie team 54-58. The Alliance gelled quickly, scoring a 200-point average in the quarterfinals and semifinal rounds.
Seemingly playing for second, the number 3 alliance of 2085, 701, and 568 were able to score high as well, averaging 140 points on the way to the finals, where they had to bring their best and get some help in order to win. They did play their best, but got no help from the opposing alliance. The number 1 seed put up scores of 218 and 206 to take the win. Congrats to 1671, the Buchanan Bird Brains B3 on their Regional Chairman's Award.
B cubed.
B cubed?
Whatever.
We had to decide because
they're both good.
Okay. They're both good. Central Illinois. So we just want to thank Caitlin. She sent in a bunch of information for us, so thanks a lot. On that makes our job a lot easier. So Peoria, Illinois hosted 39 teams from Illinois, Wisconsin, Iowa.
North Dakota.
I got it. North Dakota, Kansas, Pennsylvania, Minnesota, Kentucky, Missouri, Ohio, and Oklahoma.
Isn't that crazy?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 states.
Yeah, in one event. When I was reading that, I was like, holy cow. That was wild.
And what shaped out to be a great event, featuring a match average of 86.7 and featured lots of wild cards up for grabs. After qualifications, your Rock City champs, 2481, took the top spot with their consistent 3-tote auto and selected 1756 from the 4 spot and 2220 from the 21 spot to form an alliance they hoped would yield another blue banner. After outfitting 22-20 with the Ram, things started their way early as they advanced to the finals as the number 1 ranked Alliance, and the number 2 of 25-12, 41-43, and 42-12 advanced along with them.
In the finals, the first match was incredible. Both alliances making stacks and placing bins. In this game, it's hard to recover from a stack falling over, but in the final seconds, the number 1 alliance was able to do just that. We'll let Kaiten from 2481 explain in her own words. With just 5 points separating the alliances in the first match, the stands were erupting with excitement and nervousness for the second match. Both alliances pulled out their consistent autonomous, and off they went. Once again, there was a can battle on the step in Teleop where 2481 scooped it up just before 41-43. The final score was 190-121 in favor of the first-seeded alliance. To say the playoffs were exciting would be an understatement. The shock in the room when our 6-stack fell, when their 6-stack 2481 fell. And the finals was only surpassed by the silence in 2013 when robots toppled from the pyramid. The winning alliance never quite competed at full potential as they were capable of 5 cap 6 stacks, but faced the challenges previously mentioned, didn't quite hit that mark. Even with the minor setbacks, the first seed alliance walked away with the average playoff score of 172.57.
So again, thanks to Caitlin, and congrats to you and the rest of the number 1 alliance on an impressive win. And congrats also to 2039 Rockford Robotics on their Regional Chairman's Award. You're okay. Thank you.
See, we have the easiest job, for real.
We do.
So that was Central Illinois. Now we'll go to the Bayou Regional. After 9 matches and a whole lot of fun in Louisiana, Team 2383, the Ninjaneers, took the top spot fresh off their South Florida regional win. They chose 179 and 54-69, with 179 being a team they didn't get to play in eliminations with in South Florida. However, in quarterfinal round 1, the number 1 seed finished third and were in the same spot after the semifinals to leave them just outside of the finals.
Instead, the finals featured the number 2 seed of 39-37, 30-39, and 39-46 versus the number 3 seed of 4-5-6, 3-6-4, and 19-27. The excitement in these final matches was incredible as both alliances were capable of making tall, fast stacks. The first match went in favor of the number 2 seed, 177-166. The second match was also close, but the result was just the same, with the number 2 alliance taking the win and the regional win with a score of 160-158. To say that the regional could have gone either way is definitely an understatement.
Congrats as well to Team 3337, Panther Robotics, and the Regional Chairman's Award. It's going to quickly become a theme, but I could not believe how many close matches there were in the finals. That match right there, 60-158, it's 2 points. That's a litter's worth away. Like, that's crazy. True.
It is. No, but just it's a litter piece away.
Yeah, like
one
crazy.
You can't play. It's like
no, right. You can't play. Right, you can't play the human player, but
or that's like 2 more totes or whatever it may be. So
yeah, in this game, that's wildly close. Oh, I'll wait. We both had coffee at the same time.
What?
We both almost had coffee at the same exact time, so I'm gonna wait for you.
I better put it down. I can't.
Classic.
Oh boy, here he goes. All right, so we're going to move on to the St. Louis Regional. Before 600 FRC teams headed to St. Louis to compete for the World Championship. 43 teams competed in St. Louis for a spot in the Big Show. After 12 matches, Team 1986 seeded first overall and selected 1658 and 4356. The number 1 seed did not take the top spot after the quarterfinal round. However, the number 3 seed executed better and claimed the top spot. 2783, 1208, and 4154 maintained their solid play, in the semifinal round to advance to the finals, but they weren't the number 1 ranked alliance.
The number 1 seed picked up their game to advance to the finals in the top spot with a 150 average. The flip-flop continued in the finals, however, with the number 3 alliance taking the first match and the number 1 alliance battling back to take the second match and set up an epic winner-take-all final.
The final match of the day all boiled down to execution. The number 1 alliance did just that. They put up a score of 163-117 and guarantee a return trip to St. Louis in a few weeks to compete for a much bigger prize. Also punching their ticket was 2783, the Engineers tomorrow, with their Regional Chairman's Award win. So congratulations to all teams. And we kind of had a little side conversation before it started. Did you kind of want to? You said it pretty nicely. So.
Yeah, we're just wondering like if competing at the World Championship in St. Louis is quite the same as, like being from New York or California or Texas. Like going to the World Championship in St. Louis is a big deal, but
sure.
Does the World Championship have that same feel for teams that are in St. Louis already?
St. Louis,
yeah. So it'd be interesting to hear from some of those St. Louis area teams as to how that feels, or does it feel like a big
St.
regional?
Louis is big. And you could have like a suburb of St. Louis that your school is from. So do teams like rent hotel rooms anyway? Is it just cheaper since they're maybe relatively close just to not? It'd be kind of interesting that you have all these teams from all over the world coming, but your team's not. So it's interesting, to say the least. All right, moving on over to the North Carolina Regional. You waving at? Who said you to do that? Who was it?
I'll tell you later. Okay. All right. North Carolina Regional. Just 26 minutes down the road from where the Tar Heels began their journey for a national championship, 55 teams played in the Dorton Arena for a shot for playing for a world championship. 1225, the Gorillas earned the top spot after ranking 32nd in Palmetto. They selected 2059 and Team 900 and set their sights on a playoff victory. After being the only Lions to average over 100 points in the quarterfinal round, their Lions average dropped slightly, and even though they were able to advance to the finals, they weren't in the top spot.
Earning the red side of the field in the finals was the number 6 Alliance of 3971, 587, and 2640. Both teams stayed near 90 in the finals, and match 1 showed either alliance was capable of winning the event. Match 1 saw the alliances separated by a well-thrown piece of litter, 93-90, and the number 1 seed took the early edge. In the second match, both alliances stumbled, however. It was the number 1 alliance, again, that was able to put up the most points and take the win.
Congrats to all teams who punched their ticket to the World Championship, including 3506 Yeti Robotics on their Regional Chairman's Award.
All right. Moving on over to the New York Tech Valley Regional. With many New York teams unbagging the robots for the first time, and some visiting teams from New Jersey, Connecticut, and Canada having already played, it was the experienced teams that controlled the top of the rankings. The top 3 spots were taken by non-New York teams. Team 303, the test team, took the spot with a 117 average. They selected 2852, fresh off the regional win, and added 4203 and headed to the playoffs.
In the quarterfinal. Nice. In the quarterfinal round, the number 1 alliance looked strong, advancing to the semifinals with relative ease. In the semifinal round, however, the worst thing happened at the worst time. 303 lost communications in the last semifinal match, and the number 1 alliance missed advancing to the finals by just 1 point. Advancing instead would be the number 2 alliance of 195 Cyberknights, 340 GRR, and 4930 Electric Mayhem, along with the number 3 alliance of 20, 5254, and 3624.
The number 2 alliance came into the finals with a 158-point average, and the number 3 alliance entered with a 130 average. Finals match 1 saw the number 2 alliance play their best match, scoring 186 points. The deciding match meant the number 3 alliance needed to bring all they could, but in the end, with a score of 154-108, the number 2 seed took home the regional win. A big congratulations to the Powerhawks 1111 on their first ever regional chairman's award, and congratulations to Libby for
her first ever
Woody Flowers Finalist Award.
Perfect.
There you go.
So congrats to Libby, of course, and all the great teams at Tech Valley. Mike and I were there with Team 340. We had a great time.
Oh, Lavelle. I just want to take a side note and just kind of address Logan, who's in the chat. First time watching. So I'll just kind of briefly, I guess, explain how it works. Voting opens up on Sunday after all districts and regionals have played. Mm-hmm. You can vote until Tuesday about noon Eastern, and then we tally up the votes, and then we kind of make our show from there. So feel free to vote starting on Sundays. So thanks for tuning in, Logan, and we hope to see you voting on Sunday through Tuesday.
So if a team gets voted into, and I put them as number 1, how many points does that earn the team?
They get 25 points.
And then we add up all the points, and whoever has the most points.
And so on and so forth.
Right.
Down. So the number 2 team will get 24, 23, all the way down. And then you add up all the points, and then that's how it works.
So if you also want to check out how close the rankings are each week, you can go to our website, FCTop25.com, and the points next to each team represents how many voting points they got. So you can see, how close it was at various points.
So thanks.
You'll notice this week it was very close between the top 2 teams.
It was very close, back and forth.
Speaking of those 2 teams,
we're going to head over to the Waterloo Regional. Thanks, Aaron Kachelski, for sending in some information for us.
This isn't broken up, so you're just going to read it all. What do you want to do? I'll take over right here.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so many of the best, this is in Aaron's words. So many of the best Canadian teams met up once again in Waterloo, Ontario. It's funny because I was listening. Sorry, sidetrack. When they announce teams, they just say, obviously, because it's their home country, they just say from St. Catharines, Ontario. But we're so used to hearing Ontario, Canada.
Yeah, right, exactly.
They just say from Ontario. So Anyway, so they met up once again in Waterloo.
Sorry, I'm going to stop you one more time.
Yeah.
Did he write this?
He did.
So word for word?
Word for word.
I love it because he kind of has the same style that we do.
Yes.
It's very good.
Very
Well
good.
done, Aaron. Thank you. Go ahead.
You know, he sells hats in Battery Park, $40.
Are they real?
Nope. The difference is negligible. So many of the best Canadian teams met up once
And
again.
Logan left.
What?
I said, and Logan left. I was joking.
Oh, he's got.
Because we're such a disaster.
Oh, yeah.
All right. All you, man.
Many of the best Canadian teams met up once again in Waterloo, Ontario to play Recycle Rush. The world high score was set by teams 11-14, 20-56, and 29-35. The 284 score blew the previous 215 score out of the water, and it was a qualification match, by the way.
Crazy.
The match consisted of an auto stack, a co-op stack, 20-56 and 40-39. Five times capped, and the noodle, 6 stacks, a 2-tote stack, and 4 noodles in the opponent's landfill. The regional had an average qualification score of 90.33. That's really awesome. The top 8 seeded teams all had over 100 QA score. Team 11-14 ranked first, picking 20-56 and 57-19, and winning the event with a playoff average of 237.4. Second seed was a rookie, Team 54-06, with alumni mentors from 1503 and 2013. They picked Team Dave, 36-83, and Team 13-34. They lost in 2 high-scoring finals matches to the first seed. Their playoff score was 131.29. Other top teams included
1676, the Pascack Pioneers with a QA of 125.53, who played with 4039 Makeshift Robotics, and 4083 the Iron Wolverines, and got knocked out in the quarters. 4678 seeding fourth, picking 4917 and 3161, getting knocked out in the semis. And Team 865 got picked by 1285 in line with 244, also getting knocked out in the quarterfinal round. Team 2056, OP Robotics, went home with Kling Bling. Nice, Aaron. Winning the Chairman's Award and improving their regional streak to 21 wins.
he just used Kling Bling.
Legit, right?
Going out. Yeah.
Is it real? Did we start that? Can we take credit for that?
Okay. Chet needs to calm down.
What are they so upset about?
They're just
Goodbye.
they're about to be.
Okay.
Up next.
Do me a favor. Maybe this is a bad time because the chat's kind of in disarray. But can you put up the text line?
Yeah.
Real quick. So at the end of these, we probably have a gazillion more to do. At the end of these, we're going to take our first break. So if you have any good topics that you think we should talk about at our break after these teams, send us a text. It's on your screen. Be sure to include your name, team number, and we'll be sure to give you credit for giving us such a great question or topic to talk about. So after that brief aside, we'll go to the FRC Festival des Robotiques in Montreal. The extra special extravagance at the Montreal Regional was enjoyed by 47 teams in Quebec this weekend. Perhaps enjoying the fun the most was 3360 Hyperion, who found themselves at the top of the rankings after 10 qualification matches. Their first pick was a team from the United States, 2590, and they added 5528 to create a formidable alliance.
The number alliance was able to average 177 points in their quarterfinal matches, and even though they saw a slight decline through the semifinals, they were able to advance to the finals where they squared up with the number 3 alliance of 3996, 3117, and 5443.
Did you like that? Squared up.
Squared up.
That was for Laval.
The semifinal averages of the two sides were only separated by 8 points, so a close finals were expected.
In match 1, the number 3 alliance took the win as Team Hyperion misfired on their tote stack, and the score was 134 to 148. In match 2 and 3, however, the story was different. The number 1 alliance was able to complete 4 capped 6 stacks in both matches to come back from 1 down and take the win. A huge congratulations as well to Team 1511 Rolling Thunder on their regional Chairman's Award.
Yes. Team from down the road, literally from right here.
Literally could maybe throw a stone and hit their school.
From my house.
Not that we would throw stones at their school, but
No.
perhaps a bad analogy.
Would you say like a 5-iron?
Yeah, 5-iron. 5-iron, huh? Well, you're fired. See you later.
Can't wait to play golf, by the way.
True.
All right, over to the Virginia Regional. A large regional by any stretch as 64 teams competed in Richmond for the 2015 Virginia Regional. Averaging 83 points, 1156 earned the right to select first overall in alliance selections. They decided the number 2 seed of 1287 and 1908 from the 31st spot. In the playoffs, however, a different alliance reigned supreme.
The number 2 and number 3 alliances found the sweet spot early and found success in the playoffs. In the quarterfinal round, the number 2 Alliance of 384, 2663, and 1610 found themselves just behind the number 3 Alliance of 540, 4481, and 1086. However, in the semifinal round, it was the number 2 Alliance that took the top spot.
In the finals, if you expected more back-and-forth action, you weren't disappointed. With a score of 102 to 84, then the 3 seed took match 1, while the 2 seed battled back and took the second match 120 to 109, and set up a winner-take-all third and final match. The number 3 Alliance took the lead early with a successful tote stack and auto. However, in Teleop, the Red Alliance charged back with fewer totes, but one more container and took home gold. Congrats to those teams, as well as another bump to 384 and some Kling Bling for their RCA.
So now we'll head to the Wisconsin Regional with 60 teams playing 9 matches. Scouting would always play an important role in deciding the 2015 Wisconsin Regional. The team needing the scouting the most was your number 1 ranked team, Team 2883, Fred. They selected 4655 and 967. After some awkward alliance selecting, the number 1 Alliance struggled out of the gate, failing to advance to the semifinal round and allowing the number 3 Alliance of 2826, 2862, and 2530 to advance to the finals along with the number 6 Alliance of 3418, 5148, and 2202.
In the finals, it was all about Wave Robotics and the alliance they built. They won both matches by a comfortable margin and took home gold from Wisconsin. Congrats as well to 1306 Badger Bots on their Regional Chairman's Award.
I can't believe that was all the regionals. I feel like it took
over.
We go through them so fast. It takes so long to do all the research. Regionals are done like that. Meaning we're now in districts, and Mike's going to start us off with the Indiana district.
Purdue event. The Purdue event featured 32 teams looking to lock up spots for the Indiana State Championship that is quickly approaching. After 12 matches, 234, Cyber Blue took the top spot and wasted little time putting together an alliance that they thought could go the distance. They selected teams 135 and 3865 with high hopes.
In the playoffs, there was some switching and swapping of the ranks. The number 1 ranked seed, or the number 1 ranked alliance, the number 1 ranked 2 seed, fell out of the top 2 after semis, while the number 1 Alliance took the top spot and was joined in the finals by 5402, 3494, and 4982, who made up the number 7 ranked Alliance. Very few 7 seeds have made it to the finals.
In the finals, the number 1 Alliance showed why they were there, put up scores over 140 in both matches to take the win. And then congrats to them, as well as 135 again for getting some Kling Bling with the District Chairman's Award.
So that's the only Indiana event. Now we move to FIM. Great Lakes saw 40 teams continue their district play this weekend as the FIM model moved swiftly towards the Michigan State Championship. After 12 matches, 314 took the top spot and selected 2619 and 5712. Being as this in Michigan and most teams' second event, we expected high scores from these alliances.
Scores weren't as high as Great Lakes as other events, but but the teams were able to increase their scores as the playoffs went along. Number 1 seed finished in the semifinal round with an average score of 130 and advanced to the finals along with the 7 seed of 5509, 1506, and 5229.
Whenever I see low alliances in the finals, I attribute that to good scouting and good strategy. However, those alone won't get you wins, and the number 7 alliance just didn't have the firepower to match the number 1 alliance as they fell in 2 matches. Congrats to all teams that appear to be headed to the Michigan State Championship and 3618 who picked up the District Chairman's Award.
So I think we're being corrected in the chat. We may have just talked about Kokomo instead of...
Oh, boy.
Instead of first.
Oops.
Sorry, guys.
What's going to happen? What would this show be without a mistake? Come on.
It wouldn't. It wouldn't be Mike and Justin.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun. Oh, boy.
No, it looks...
See, the problem is that 234 was the top seed at both.
They've played 3 events already. That's crazy. Ring 2.
Oh, boy.
Yep, you were. We did talk about... That was Kokomo.
See, it's the third event that screwed me. I just didn't scroll down far enough.
They competed with Kilobytes. Sorry, guys.
Bummer. All right.
Canada week 1, Indiana.
Yeah, what can you do? There's 20 of them. 19 out of 20 correct? That's not bad. We're not done yet.
Well, we're sorry. We apologize about that, guys.
All right, so the Purdue event, my mistake. So we'll just quickly recap. So 234 was able to seed first with a qualification average of 125.66, which is quite a bit higher than the number 2 seed, which was 1024, who had a qualification average of 106.16. So 234 ended up picking 1024, their friends the Kilobytes, and added 2197 to head to the playoffs. In the playoffs, the number 1 seed was able to retain their number 1 average of 154. And also in the semifinals, they had just a slight score decrease to 144. However, they were able to advance to the finals along with 447, 1747, and 5402, which was your number 8 seed. It might be the first 8 seed in the finals. Very interesting. So in the finals, the 8 seed almost pulled off the upset, winning the first match 142 to 151, but the number 1 alliance pulled back in the last 2, putting up 180 and 179, 2 consistent scores to take the win. Right? Congratulations as well to Team 4272 on their District Chairman's Award. That's Maverick Boiler Robotics.
What? The Dragon software. If you could do that for everything, you killed it.
Thanks.
That was just off the cuff.
It's your fast internet. All right, so we apologize for that. And also, a nice congratulations to all the Kokomo teams who we were able to talk about twice.
There you go. It was a bonus. So that we just went to FIM and talked about Great Lakes. We're going to move
back to Indiana. Now we're going back to FIM.
Talk about St. Joe's. So St. Joseph's hosted 40 teams, and the teams that were at the top were out of this world. It was all Martians all weekend, and 70 and 494 finished 1 and 2 in a tight field that saw 7 teams averaging over 100 points, but all within 15 points of one another, showing a deep field. It didn't surprise anyone when the teams from Goodrich partnered up and added 56-23 for Run at the Gold.
The number 1 alliance sat behind the number 2 alliance of 34-52, 469, and 55-01 after both quarterfinal and semifinal rounds, but they would get a chance to show their stuff as they would go against each other in a 1 versus 2 final. The first match was won by the number 2 seed. In the second match, the number 1 alliance fought hard and the drama was intense, but when the scores went up, the number 1 seed saw their efforts fall just 2 points short, and the number 2 seed was able to take the win.
The District Chairman's Award went out to Team 3547 Virus, so congratulations.
Does Virus stand for anything, or do they really call themselves the Virus?
I don't know.
I don't think it stands for anything. But there's an R in there, so I like to think like very ingenuitive robotics, ultimately super.
You got it.
That's it.
What?
FIM!
When?
West Michigan. One of Michigan's oldest events has turned into an extremely competitive district event. If you thought St. Joe's was impressive, West Michigan had 10 of its 40 teams over 100 in qualification average, with the lowest being 62. That's enough to seed in the top 8 at most other events. However, at this event, it was 1918 that would seed first, and they chose the number 2 ranked team of 2137 and also selected 2405.
This line showed that they meant business right off the bat, as they averaged an impressive 184 points in the quarterfinal round. The number 2 alliance was right behind them, 148 to 147, going into the finals, giving both teams a thought that they had a good chance at the title. However, we've seen the game change when you play for wins instead of playing for average. The number 1 seed let it all hang out as they scored impressive victories of 195 to 113 and 172 to 145 to take the win.
We look forward to seeing many of these teams at the district championship, as well as 1718, who picked up the district chairman's award.
We've seen that so much, and I don't know what the answer for that is.
What?
Just scores that are so vastly different.
I think I kind of alluded to it there. I just think that
execution, I guess.
When you're not playing for average anymore, you just want to score. You just want to,
you think
crush.
Do you think just tensions?
Wouldn't that have been good? It would have been an early exit. I could use it. Yeah, right. Goodbye.
We'll post the rankings later.
So I have a new one instead of FIM. Go ahead and read the next one. What do you think it is?
Oh, wait. I was just trying to...
What's going on over there?
I was trying to... I have no idea.
Oh, that was pretty clever. Goodbye.
You want me to guess what this means?
Yeah. So it's instead of like, FIM. Yeah, it's Pinu. Go ahead, try it. It's fine.
No, I'm not.
Pinu. That's Pacific Northwest, by the way.
Wouldn't it be a U in the end? I don't know.
Zippy lid. All right, go ahead.
All right, so we move now from Michigan to the Pinu.
Pinu. You have to do it twice. It's like a little laser. Pinu.
Wow. No, I'm not. I veto.
In the chat so people understand.
The Pacific Northwest and the Central Washington event. With an impressive container score of over 100 points higher than the next best, 44-88, Shockwave earned the number 1 seed and selected 40-61 and 57-79, looking for their second win of the season. The number 1 Alliance would cruise to the finals, keeping the red side of the field the entire time. Behind them after semifinals, and their finals opponent was the number 3 Alliance at 50-95, 51-11, and 41-25. Finals match 1 easily went to the top seed, but it got interesting in match 2. It was a close, hard-fought match from start to finish. However, the number 3 Alliance was just 2 points short of sending it to a third match.
All teams should be proud of their efforts with a little extra to 35-88 Talon on their District Chairman's Award win after picking up the Engineering Inspiration Award at a district event earlier in the season.
Bravo. A little gold, little silver.
Shorewood event. With no teams reaching 100 points on average of the 32 teams in attendance, any team could step up in the finals and make the difference at Shorewood. The team with the most control over that outcome was 13-18, your number 1 seeded team. They selected 36-63 and 46-54, and that combination saw a sharp increase in scoring.
Averaging 161 in the quarterfinal round and then dropping to 107 in the semifinal round might have been cause for concern, especially in the semifinals, where all 4 alliances were in striking distance. However, it was the number 4 alliance of 37-87, 49-15, and 46-82 who were in the right to take the number 1 alliance in the finals.
However, it seemed that the number 4 alliance just didn't have enough left in the tank after a brutally close playoffs, and the number 1 alliance was able to take the win in just 2 matches. Congrats to all 6 of our finalist teams, as well as 49-11, the Sabre Knights, on their District Chairman's Award. I can't log into our own chat, by the way. Let's talk about the irony there. I don't know. Remember the Twitch got hacked or something? I think my password got reset. I don't know what it is. It's okay. Goodbye. All right. So now Mike's going to talk about our New England district.
Our second to last district is the New England district and the UNH event. 40 teams played 12 exciting matches with a 2.5 point edge. 23-42, Team Phoenix took the number 1 seed. They selected 8-85 and 15-12. However, once in the playoffs, alliances really stepped up their game. The number 1 alliance was able to advance out of the quarterfinal round, but the semifinal round was dominated by 58, 45, 64, and 126 on the number 2 alliance, and 133, 213, and 501 on the number 6 alliance.
Upsets have not been a common theme this year, as the average points ranking system seems to be doing a good job of predicting outcomes of matches, but those predictions would have been a little off in New England. The number 6 alliance was able to take the win with scores of 155 and 142, winning finals match 2 and the event by just 1 point.
Awesome job to all those involved, and congrats to 1058, the PVC Pirates, on their District Chairman's Award. Oh, I did it too much. I was trying to cut it down.
We're doing a lot of editing on the spot there.
Yeah, we are.
That's pretty much how our show goes. So we'll finish our recap of New England with the Rhode Island event, where 125 seeded first out of 39 teams, despite having a loader score of only 40. It's very, very low. They selected 558 from the 10 seed and 1071 to take a shot at the finals. Once the playoff started, it was 1735, 1100, and 2523 of the number 5 alliance that started making some noise, leading the pack with a 137-point average. The number 1 alliance, however, could not compete in the semifinal round and ended up not advancing to the finals. Instead, it will be the number 5 alliance that we just mentioned and the number 2 seed of 61, 176, and 2079.
In the 2 versus 5 finals, the 5 seed drew first blood with a 152-82 win, while the number 2 alliance battled back to force the rubber match with a 120-110 win. Unable to keep up their high scores, however, the number 2 alliance scored just 48 points in the finals match 3, while the number 5 seed put up 165 to take the win. Congrats to all teams that were involved, as well as 558 on their District Chairman's Award.
And now,
lastly,
but not leastly, we'll go to the Mar District and the Seneca event, where 1640 had another strong showing in front of 36 other teams to seed first overall. They selected the second-ranked team, 12-18, and added 51-13. In the playoffs, the number 1 alliance was the only team to score over 100 in the quarterfinal round, and they increased their average to 120 or increased their 123 average to 174 in the semifinal round to advance to the finals.
To play for the title against a tough number 1 alliance was the number 2 alliance of 1647, 223, and 2559. Though their average in the semifinal round was well behind the number 1 alliance, they knew that everything is wiped clean and that all that matters in the finals are wins and losses. Unfortunately for the number 2 seed, the top alliance was just too strong and was able to take the win in 2 matches. Congrats to all 6 teams, however, an extra nudge to Philly favorite 12-18 on their district chairman's award.
So we also have a little information from Mike Rizzo, drive coach for 1640.
I just wanted to just double check. Yeah, he's right. Look at that.
Crazy, right?
Because he labeled it Lenape, but it's the Seneca. Oh, Seneca Lenape, right? Is that what it is? Or is that what it used to be?
I don't know.
Remember, because we always were like, Lenape?
Lenape.
I don't know. Go ahead.
Lenape was right.
So this is from Mike Rizzo. Oh, here it is right here. Go ahead.
Are you okay?
Go ahead. No, look, he just...
Can I go? Is it my turn? Drive coach for 1640 want to point out a few interesting things from his weekend at the Sonic event. And this is the stuff we talk about. This is the awesome stuff that we couldn't possibly get unless people send us cool information. More people should do this. So they ranked first, but their average is 0.08 higher than the second-ranked team. Very close, very funny. In the match 31, 2 robots, 2495 and 816, tethered themselves together with a retractable cord and attempted to drag all of the totes and recycling containers into the auto zone. It didn't work, but it was a cool idea and then was deemed illegal. So some interesting happenings at the Sonic event, which is almost exactly what we ask for every single week.
Isn't that cool?
If something cool or crazy happens, let us know. We want to know.
That's pretty cool. That's just think of it. I mean, that's pretty unique solution, but...
So thanks, Mike, for that information. And that concludes our recaps of the 20 events this past weekend.
Yeah. So, you okay?
That's the whole show, right? Oh, wait.
That's it? No, it's only like half the show.
Goodbye.
To end the show? So we're going to check our text line here. So we just threw the number up again if you wanted to text us. I got nothing new. Do you got anything?
About what?
Did anybody text you that you saw?
No, we have no text. I was wondering if it was broken. Normally we get like 1 or 2.
Nothing.
Can somebody send us a token text just so we know that it's working? Then we can go back to feeling bad about ourselves. Hey, there we go. Oh boy. So I think it hasn't really been discussed a lot this year. About the importance of human players. I mean, we touched on it briefly about how close these scores are, but was it last year? Last year, and maybe in more private discussions than on the show, but we were really kind of giving some human players a hard time for their lackadaisical movements in the driver's station.
Lackadaisical.
Just
mean they weren't coordinated.
No, well, they were just very casual, slow moving, dull. But a human player this year really does they're very, very active, both in moving totes before the match starts, to putting totes through the chute, to throwing litter. And I've seen some very... Sorry. Okay. I asked for a text and now it's...
It works. But human players what?
But I just think that they have a very important role this year, but it's not so much... I remember that in... 2004, for example, when he...
Look at that. The whole team, I think that's 195, isn't it? Yeah, because it's from Bailey.
Oh, cool.
Snapchat from Bailey. They're all watching. Thanks. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Now I'm all distracted. 2004, human players could score directly into the goals, and actually robots could not score the game balls that year. Only human players could score. So that direct human... Is that a surprise to you as well?
No, couldn't they take the 2004?
They could park the goals under the ball dump, right?
Yeah, but
they couldn't
manipulate them if you
They
wanted
couldn't
to.
pick up balls and score
them. Was that
them.
illegal too?
Yes.
Oh, it was illegal too. Okay.
So there's been some complaints in years past about human players having a direct score on the game, like lunacy, right?
Yeah.
pretty much basketball competition to some extent. But I think even though human players can score this year, I think that they contribute so much to the game in other areas as well that it just doesn't seem to be like, it doesn't seem to be as bad. Like I haven't read a whole lot of complaints about that, and I don't even feel like that's a bad thing.
I think it's a good balance. I don't know if the GDC, I mean, do you think,
just like 2013,
do you think it's a good balance because of the scoring of it is appropriately like assigned?
Yeah, to the difficulty of throwing that the litter across to the other side, right? I mean, I just think that that's a kind of a cool aspect. Plus, I enjoy the fact that in years past, like you could get by with a so-so human player, but this year, if you have a really good human player, it's a true advantage. And I think sometimes the human player role is like, oh, you can be the human player, but like a good human player this year and last year really was a distinct advantage. So I think that's kind of cool. And human players deserve a lot of credit.
They do. What was I going to say?
How did I not mention that? Thank you to this person. I don't know if I...
What is it? Can I... so just to finish the human player thing. I forgot. I forgot.
I'm going to talk about Buttongate then.
Go ahead.
So, for those of you that may or may not have heard, interesting thing that happened this weekend in New England District event. So, a human player's button fell off their shirt, went through the tote chute, landed on top of a tote. The next tote went through, landed on top of the button, and then the game continued, and that stack eventually ended up making it on the scoring platform. And the entire stack was disallowed because the button was supporting the totes, when the rules say that the tote has to be fully supported by the totes or the scoring platform. So the entire stack didn't count because the human player button fell off. Isn't that crazy?
Thoughts? It's the right call?
It's absolutely the right call. And I'm going to tell my human player, start wearing your button on your shorts or something. It's just, that's crazy. There's a cool picture of it on Chief Top 5.
Is there?
Yeah. Isn't that wild, though? You just don't hear about stuff like that happening that often.
You can be really nerdy and say, well...
I typed button 8. This form requires 5 seconds between searches. Please try again in 2 seconds. Dead air. Look at that. Boom.
Wow.
Didn't count. Crazy, right?
That's amazing.
I'll throw the link in the chat, but like Ryan Hall, I have struggled with the whole Twitch password reset thing. So I can't do that.
Struggle bus is bold.
Someone else could find that picture. That'd be
I could have put it in.
That's okay.
All right.
So I'm going to peruse the text line one more time.
Anything good? Yes? No? What you got?
We're loved. Don't worry. So that's nice. Thank you. Peace from Ohio. Thank you. Shoutouts from 195. Love 195.
We got a heart from somebody.
Woo woo. Who are the top ranked human players? I have no idea.
Hashtag honesty.
Ooh, this is a good one. Sean from Team 1647. What is your opinion on roles in the Playoff Alliance? So I think that some of the lower seeded teams that are advancing to the finals, especially this week, we've seen some 5s, 6s, 7s, and 8s advance to the finals. I don't think those alliances are getting the 2 best tote stackers and then somebody else, right? Those are going early. But what's happening, I think, in the 5, 6, 7, 8 seed is that they're getting a good tote stacker who can't cap, and then they're getting another okay stacker, and then they're getting a robot that can cap really well. So they're not trying to play the 2v3 game kind of. They're playing the I'm going to make a stack, you cap it, I'm going to make a stack, you cap it, I'm going to make a stack, you cap it. More of a team thing.
And that's kind of what happened here at our regional.
Yeah,
it was just happened to be the number 3 alliance,
yes,
but
exactly.
Similar strategy.
Yeah. So I think like that's like it's one or the other, right? You either kind of have like 2 good capping robot or 2 good stack and cap combo robots, another robot that can try to get you can off the stack or make a shorter stack, and then the other one, the other side that has the entire alliance, I think, working better together perhaps, and they can be just as competitive. So, thank you.
I think that's a really, really viable strategy for most regional districts for that team, for those lower seeds there, or for even some of the higher seeds. We just saw it work really well with the number 3 seed that we had to play in the finals at Tech Valley. Just teams that could focus solely on stacking and teams that could focus solely on capping. Stacking and capping.
Get that stack.
All right, shall we? Shall we do? What? You gonna share?
I love the people I work with. All right, so we're going to get into the top 25 here. Is it enough of that? All right, I'll just wait for you. Whenever you decide, you let me know.
Okay.
Welcome to the finals.
Thank you.
All right, let's kick it off. So thanks for staying with us through all those recaps there. I think it's cool to hear kind of what goes on in the FRC world.
Yeah,
you know?
it's fun for me to and you to do the research to.
And you mean you?
Well, maybe this week, but in past weeks, I think it's fun to even do the research because you learn about what happened. Because otherwise, I wouldn't. I'll be honest.
Right. No, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's for a district or a regional that's not close, or you don't really know teams that are there.
Right.
But it's fun learning about what happened.
Absolutely. All right, so we'll start it
Logan,
off.
what team are you from, by the way?
I'm from Team 340 and 3015.
No, I said Logan.
Oh.
Why do I work with you?
No one's got a gun to your head.
I'm out. All right, our 25th ranked team.
Wait.
This is gonna be
All right, let's rock and roll.
Are we finally ready?
I am.
It's team 234.
From Indianapolis, Indiana, Perry Meridian High School at Cyber Blue. They have an average qualification score this year of 97.22 and were the winners of the Kokomo City and Purdue events in the Indiana district.
Well, Logan did not have to wait long because that's where he's from. So entering their third district event with a district chairman's under their belt and a district win, Cyber Blue had hopes of capturing another win at the Indiana district Purdue event. Picking 10-24 and 21-79, they were able to successfully breeze their way through quarters and semis. There was some competition in the finals, though, bringing it to 3 matches. They were able to bring it home with the win of scores of 179 and 180.
Maybe 234 should be a little bit higher. I mean, 2 district wins already this year. District Chairman's Award. They're a confident 6-stacker. I just think they can be a little bit higher.
3 medals already.
Yeah, like
2 robot medals. Well, yeah.
I mean, just think that proves that this week in particular, like the competition for the top 25 is pretty stiff.
It was.
If this, if Cyber Blue is 25th, then they could easily be in the top 5.
Right.
But congratulations to Cyber Blue, and we wish you the best of luck at the Indiana District Championship.
Sweet. It was. I mean, it was. Looking at all these teams, it was pretty.
It was tough.
It was deep this week.
Yep.
It really was. Up on 24 is 28-52. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's my fault. DM High Voltage from St. Catharines, Ontario, Canada. Dennis Morris Catholic High School. Their average qualification score is 101.55 and were the winners of the Greater Toronto Regional East.
Just like grabbing the Kansas team had already grabbed a win at GTR East, there was high hopes for another win at TVR this past weekend. At both regionals, High Voltage seeded second with an average score of 95.03 and improved during their second regional with an average score of 106.75. At both regionals, they were picked first by the number 1 seeded Alliance.
Scoring high in quarterfinals with scores of 137 and 168, they advanced to semis. Semifinal matches, their Alliance started out strong with scores of 137 and 139, but unfortunately did not have a great last match, again with 3-3 losing comms, only scoring 110. Although they were not able to advance to the finals, their rotating arm and consistent toe stacker didn't go unnoticed by our esteemed voting panel. Putting them in the 24th spot.
They got a nice little robot.
They have a great robot.
Their Extendomatic 5000 arm is really cool. They can reach over the landfill totes and grab off the step. They can grab 2 off the step in auto, make stacks of 5 and cap it. And they came out watching them was fun. They knew how to win. They knew what it would take to be successful. So,
if I was a judge, I might have even given them the Industrial Design Award. Who knows?
Yeah.
Okay. 23rd ranked team? I'm not ready. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
No, I'm not. I was going to say something else about 2852. Oh, we failed to mention is that there was like some controversy kind of. Their alliance was in place to make it to the finals, but there was a misscoring on the other alliance, which then kind of flip-flopped the scores, and they ended up like getting bounced out of the finals. So it was kind of a roller coaster there at the end. But sweet. Are you ready? You have way
really
too many
never.
tabs open.
Go ahead. Pulling Colin Nobles here right now. I just need about 10 more tabs and 3 more browsers. Oh, boy.
Our 23rd ranked team is Team 1640.
From Downingtown, Pennsylvania, Downingtown Area Robotics, it's Sabotage. They have an average qualification score of 92.21 and were the winners of the Seneca event in Mar.
This impressive team not only has 2 quality awards under their belt, but has also been a finalist and a district winner. They improved tremendously from their first district event. Their average score at their first event was 73.33, and they increased this average to 111.08. Having a high score of 189 in the semifinals, they were able to capture the win in 2 matches with an average scores of 123 and 153. After 2 years on Einstein, is 1640 due for another trip at the biggest stage? Guess we'll find out. I didn't realize 2 years? 2
Yeah,
years in a row?
13 and 14. Crazy.
And who else did? Mind blanking. Who was the other team that has been there? Torque? Texas Torque?
I can't believe I'm blanking on this. It's almost like interference, right? It kind of gets worse and better sometimes. That little buzz.
Who was it? Somebody, they'll correct us. Don't worry.
I don't know. Sorry, guys. We're trying to fix that annoying little buzz. That's it. Whose mic is that? Is it mine?
Both of ours were doing it. Hello, hello, hello.
No.
Who is it? Oh, they got it. Oh, it's 1678. Yeah. Thank you. All right, you
I
good?
thought there was one team. I know there's one team that won like 6 in a row. Well, a crazy long number.
177.
Yes, Bobcat. Thank you. You're the man.
It was that, yeah, it was like 05, 06, 07. It was quite a lot. So congratulations to Sabotage. Up next, our 22nd ranked team. It's Team 1658.
From St. Louis, Missouri, South Technical High School, it is the Tech Heads. Average qualification score of 107.75, and we're the winners of the St. Louis Regional.
Welcome to the top 25, because I'm pretty sure you've never been here before. And only competing in one event this year, is great to see them on the top 25. After sitting second with an average score of 107.75, they were picked by the number 1 seeded Alliance. After losing their first match in the finals, they were able to bounce back and win the regional with averages of 133 and 163. This team not only came out with a regional win, but the Creativity Award as well.
So the Tech Heads have only registered for one regional in their history. It's always been the St. Louis Regional. They've only ever been to the St. Louis Regional. They've never won it, and they've never been to the World Championship. So now this year, not only have they won the St. Louis Regional, but they qualify for the World Championship. So good luck in St. Louis.
1658. Great job, guys. That team must be just ecstatic right now.
So that's the little things that makes the show awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Just little things that we learn like
Little
that.
tidbits.
Yeah, about the team.
Another team that has never been in the top 25, we go over to 41-43.
From Metamora, Illinois, Metamora High School, it is Mars Wars. Average qualification score of 111.33, and we're the finalists of the Central Illinois Regional.
Competing at their first regional, the Central Illinois Regional, they were able to advance to the finals with an average playoff score of 146.86. Super impressive. It was close in the finals, missing the other alliance's score by 5 points during their first match.
Becoming regional finalists, they also won the Woody Flowers Finalist Award and Engineering Excellence Award. We look forward to seeing this team compete at their final regional next weekend, which is the Midwest Regional. So that was number 21, 41-43.
Mars Wars. Jinx. Justin.
Oh, thank you.
I learned. Up next, we have Team 3683.
From Waterloo, Ontario, Canada, St. David Catholic Secondary School, it's Team Dave. Average qualification score of 113.77, and were the finalists at the Waterloo Regional.
So there was some stiff competition at Waterloo this past weekend. Despite this team ranked 5th and was picked by the second seed, 5406, which were rookies, as we talked about earlier. With their average playoff score of 131.29, they were able to advance to the finals.
This team not only won home regional finalists, but they also picked up a Dean's List Finalist Award, and it was the Quality Award for their sleek-looking machine. And if you haven't seen it yet, there's a picture on the Blue Alliance of the robot, and it is very clean-looking. So that's Team Dave, 3683.
Yeah. I'm going to put a note in for one of our breaks.
Speaking of breaks, we have a break coming up in just after the number 15th ranked team. So we have a few things to talk about, but like we said earlier, the text lines are open. So if you have a good topic, comment, what have you, by all means,
Criticism.
Okay, if we ask for criticism, my phone will blow up.
Oh my God. All right. Are you ready? No, you're not. You got nothing. You're so lost.
Sometimes I think Colin getting a smartphone wasn't the greatest. Oh, boy.
Our 19th ranked team is Team 1918.
From Fremont, Michigan, Neowaygo County Career Technical Center, it is the NC Gears. They have an average qualification score of 90.00 and were the winners of the West Michigan event.
Competing in the
FIM
district, this team improved their average score up to 118.93 points. This past weekend, they were able to capitalize the number 1 ranked spot and pick the number 2 seeded alliance. They were able to advance through the win. They were able to advance and win in the finals with high scores of 195 and 172. With their mean stacking machine, they also won the Engineering Excellence Award.
So after a so-so outing in Howell, 1918 found a new gear in West Michigan and put themselves in a spot to go to the Michigan State Championship. Good luck, and we'll certainly be rooting you on.
You know what else we need? Little.
Oh, yeah, we do. We pretty much need whatever they have at Waterloo, their soundboard.
We need it.
We need it because they have all these little quirks and
Yeah, because they do
bells
like
and whistles.
They do it like 10 times in a
Every
row.
time the score comes out, a classic Waterloo.
Water.
Lou.
Let's keep it moving. Our 18th ranked team is Team 1538.
From San Diego, California, High Tech High School, it's the Hall of Fame Holy Cows. Average qualification score of 92.17 and were the finalists at the Arizona East Regional.
Holy cow.
Holy cow. It's a Seinfeld reference.
It is. The Hall of Fame Holy Cows have, again, shown why powerhouse teams are called a powerhouse. It's because they are never satisfied, they never stop improving, and they always seem to be there at the top. Their first event out this weekend in Arizona didn't go according to plan, however. They finished atop the field with a 90-plus QAS and selected teams 60 and 44.96 to join them in the playoffs. The second alliance ended up with a higher playoff average, and 1 and 2 met in the finals, but they unfortunately lost in 2 matches.
Well, most teams might be satisfied with the finalist performance. You know that nobody wants to get back on the field in their hometown as much next week as the Holy Cows. They compete next week in San Diego and looking for their first gold medal of the season.
Good luck, and we'll see them at championship because they get that ticket, though. All right. We might spend a little extra time on this team.
Pequeño más.
They're repping in the chat here. We have Team 195.
From Southington, Connecticut. Southington High School, it is the Cyber Knights. Average qualification score of 70.29 and were the winners of the Tech Valley Regional.
Moving out of the district format for the weekend to compete at the New York Tech Valley Regional, the Cyber Knights found much success when pairing up with our local favorite team, Team 340. Who wrote that?
Katie and Zach.
Of course they did.
Right?
Who wrote that?
The Cyber Knights captained the second alliance, ending the weekend with a 158-point playoff average.
Who gave them access?
Pat Flynn.
Did he?
Their quick six-stack allowed the team to put up 2 cap stacks and the occasional lone set, paving the way through the playoffs. With well-practiced drivers and a quick swerve, Team 195 was able to roll out of every situation, even catching an almost tipped six-stack.
They did, too. All right, so here's the ad-lib freestyle of 195. So 195 came into Tech Valley Regional, did not make a practice match. They were redesigning and
rebuilding?
Rebuilding. There you go. That's what I was looking for. Their robot did not make a practice match. They turned in. He says better. They turned the robot into something that was incredible, and in my opinion, should be a lot higher than number 17. They went from kind of being a little unstable with their stacks to like not dropping a stack and making at least 2 6 stacks capped with a noodle per match. And towards the end, they were doing 3 6 stacks.
Yeah, it was wild.
Just waiting for an extra container. But
yeah,
to be able to make 18 totes, 3 6 stacks, 2 that had a container and a noodle was really, really impressive. And they did really, really well. And they go back into New England District, and they're gonna dominate up there. So look for them in championship as well, because Summer Night should be a lot higher than they are.
They were the perfect alliance partners for sure. So that was Team 195, the Cyber Knights. One more team before our break?
Yeah. The chat is just...
Dude, we know the chat is a living, breathing beast of its own.
Just be civil before
they don't know how.
Shut it down.
Goodbye.
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 Our 16th ranked team is team number 2512.
From Duluth, Minnesota, East Senior High School, it's the Duluth East Daredevils. Average qualification score of 96.00, and were the finalists at the Central Illinois Regional and Northern Lights Regional.
So the Daredevils saw the field for the first wow.
Second.
Not even close. The second time this season at the Central Illinois Regional. After a finals loss at the Northern Lights Regional, they were looking to get on the field and make some improvements. At the end of the quals, they were seated second with an average score of 117.9.
They chose to captain their own alliance and quickly invited the fourth seed of 41-43 to join their alliance. These two teams continually improved through elims, advancing all the way to the finals. In the finals, they came across a difficult alliance of 24-81, 17-56, and 22-20. Once again, their opponent proved to be too much for 25-12 to overcome, finishing as finalists again in their second event. This is their last regional event of 2015, and hopefully we'll get to see them, or get the opportunity to see them at championship.
There we are. We made it to the 15.
Has anybody been recapping?
No.
It's a bummer.
It'd be best to do that. So, Justin, here's my thought of the week after the weekend. And just seeing... okay, so here's my thing. Seeing the landfill completely empty, except the upside-down totes. Mm-hmm. Do you think there's a special spot for a robot they can redesign themselves and go along and pick up all the totes that are upside down at championship? Or do those two teams who are so landfill dominant, are they looking more for the tethered ramp bot?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's my own question would be can the upside down tote flipper over guy?
Not even flip it over. Can you just stack them even upside down?
Oh, the upside down tote stacker. I think he has value. Absolutely, especially if like Simbots gobbles up the land.
That's what I'm saying. They just go in,
just go right behind him and yeah. I think there's
or is that robot better served with a ramp so those teams can?
Yeah.
Because that's who we're going to talk about. Is Symbotics better off getting fed their totes just because they're so fast at what they do? Or is it better to have a pretty good upside down?
It's really going to be interesting to see how that plays out in the, division finals and on Einstein. Like, is it going to be that much of an empty tote situation, or both teams are pretty much using all of them, or is it pretty much going to be whoever gets the cans is going to win?
I think that's it.
And does end up really mattering what happens next.
I knew those recycling containers were important, but I don't think I realized just how important those are.
Yeah.
Like the magnitude of them. Because I think you're right. I mean, you're going to see the fight for the middle.
Yeah.
Recycling containers.
Like if you watched Waterloo finals, like it was crazy to see the two ramps and just the totes that were just like on the ramp on
Pouring
both
out,
sides,
yeah.
just waiting there to get gobbled up.
I
And
think
that's
your
just-
thing might be because back there you have 30 totes available, but along the landfill, I don't know how many there are, but not 30, 12,
yeah, I don't know.
15.
But-
So I think you just have more. It might be better off served as a ramp. Oh, here's my other thought that I had. Maybe you can speak to it. Do you think, and you created a good counterpoint after I told you, I think, on the way home from Tech Valley. Do you think, because you said that Frank said that they're not going to be shy about changing rules?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that they will flip over said totes at championship? Do you think those landfill totes will be flipped over? Do you think that's something they're consider? Do you think will it happen?
I don't know. I think that I don't know how many teams design their robots. Like, I don't know if, like, I know our team, for example, or both of the teams I helped, we never decided to load from the human player because we thought, oh, there's not enough totes at the landfill. So I don't know if flipping over those landfill totes to make them more accessible for landfill robots, I don't think I would feel as though like, oh, human loading robots are getting cheated because now landfill robots have more of an advantage. Like in my opinion, it's part of my game breakdown. It was never the number of totes at the landfill is what caused me to go one way or the other. So
you're saying it would not be a competitive edge?
No, I'm saying it. I think it would be, but not so much the fact that it was like, oh, if it was like that from the beginning, I would have done something different.
Right.
Like that's not how I see it. So I think that's what I like about that is it's an interesting way to change the game without messing with the point values. I think the point values are a dangerous thing to mess with. So that's like one thing that could change it because really those totes are completely useless at this point, right? I'm sure
nobody has touched them.
I'm sure there's few robots out there that do it, but it's just hard to get there, right? To weed your way all the way through to do anything with them at the end. So I'm not really sure. I'm interested to hear what the game design committee, what their thought process was of why those totes are there upside down, aside from just to set a distance from the step that they wanted. I don't really know, but that's interesting.
I don't really think it's a huge change. Every year when this whole rule change thing comes up, it's always going to be, well, you're going to favor this type of robot or you're going to favor this type of robot. It's hard to change a rule without favoring, quote unquote, favoring a certain type of robot. And I think you kind of said I think you nailed it. You're not changing the point values. You're just having a few more totes accessible. But you are favoring, I don't know. I mean, somebody could probably look up the.
You're really deep in thought over there.
I'm just kind of reading what people are saying because there are other ones on the step too, which nobody has touched either
True.
because you can't really maybe get to them because they're on the thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it would be a nice change. I think you'd see more action, but I think here's my next point. Having those available to the landfill robots, I think, would perhaps limit the ramp tethered robots you see as the third robot.
So
Because
the robot that just
you could
sits there.
essentially make two more stacks. Like if 1114 and 2056 hooked up and those were upside down, they could each make one more stack of 6 from there. However, they probably could still use, because they would make probably 2 stacks each from the human player station anyway.
So it would eliminate the need of the tether and sit there robot.
Yeah, the other robot could actually do something.
Yeah.
Not that that's a bad strategy, because I think that's an excellent strategy, and that's how it wins. I'm not saying that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not saying anything bad about teams that are doing
They're
that.
just playing the game.
They absolutely are, and I think it's great. But I'm saying I think it would provide more opportunity for a team to pick up a really good human player stacker. I think that team could actually then stack from there instead of just sitting there. But so that's my thing. I would have my vote to to make that change. That's just me.
Yeah.
But I think it would be a cool change.
When's the last time we saw a change at championship? I don't even remember.
I don't think we ever really have. I think it would make it a little more interesting. Like I think it would provide a little more excitement, a little different dynamic, as long as it's tasteful and not a drastic change. To championship, like, oh hey, the game's changing a little bit in this aspect. I think it would just kind of provide a different angle for teams that attend.
I mean, the last significant change I remember.
Mini bot points.
Oh, did they change the mini bot
You
points?
said that maybe. What do you remember?
I didn't remember that one. The last significant one I remember was in 2010 because Breakaway was so bad. They gave 5 bonus points to the winner, right? Because remember, 2010 was also, it didn't matter if you win or lost ranking system. It was all about scoring. So
I don't quite remember that.
So I think because teams were doing the 6v0, remember that? So all teams were scoring the same goals because it was just based on points. And I think you got your, I forget what it was exactly.
Oh, that's right. You got like your partner's
score, yeah, something like that. So to add some disincentive to that, they gave 5 bonus points to the winner. That was the last one I remember. And that was after like week 1. That was crazy because remember we played week 1.
Oh, yeah.
And I was pretty annoyed.
My last question here, or my last thought, is, I know it might be a stupid question, but it was presented in the manual and at kickoff that the option to use bumpers was there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you would have seen? I haven't seen a single set of bumpers.
Not one.
Do you think, looking back, do you think that was going to be the case?
No, I thought a few teams would do it.
Yeah.
Actually, almost originally, I kind of thought, man, bumpers wouldn't be a bad idea. Like slim bumpers, right? Just little thin ones, just to give you some protection. Especially teams for a few years may have gotten a little bit more like edgy, I guess, with their drivetrains, making them like super light. So to go back to that might have been difficult for some teams as far as not having the supportive bumpers, not having that extra security. So I thought some teams would do some type of thin bumper.
Now, what are the bumper rules? Were they the same exact rules from last year? I don't remember.
You can do anything you want.
It can be any thickness.
You can do anything you want.
It doesn't count against your 42, or it does?
It does. Yep. So, they're bumpers, but they're just like anything else. They count against your weight. They count against everything.
Count against your size.
Yep. So that's why no one. I think that's probably why no one did it. But I haven't seen any. It doesn't mean they're not out there.
All right. Oh, look at Aaron. Aaron's a man. Sent us an email. No, there's no
no
body to it. It's just the title. Because of course they would know this.
Yeah.
3 stacks worth of totes in the landfill. By the way.
Is that upside down, right side up,
or is that total? It must be total.
All right, we'll have to wait for the return email.
No, it's got to be more than. I'm sure they would know. But I don't know. I'm going to stick to it. I think that would be a great change. And you can like it or not like it, but I like flipping them over. You right over there?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to try to verify Aaron's thing here. You've had a couple of good conversations the past couple of weeks.
Just one.
I feel like we've had some good conversations about different things. Oh, here you go. Oh, yeah, that's about right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's 28. There's 28 totes. There you go. There's 18 of upright totes, and then you could do 2 stacks of 5 of the totes that are upside down.
Ooh, Machu Picchu.
What?
I was just commenting on what you said.
I'm going to stick to it. It'd be a welcome change. Yep, 5 on each side, so 2 stacks of 5. Oh, he's back.
Why is he talking in title only?
Usually it's through Facebook, so
Send a normal email, Aaron. Okay. You ready to move on?
let's do it, man. If you are watching, Jersey, maybe I shouldn't say who is that.
True.
It's Chet. We did get your email about the Mar
Recap?
recap, and if you would definitely, we have it, so we can add that. We'll put Pat Flynn on it. And you can also check out the Cali, what's up in Cali as well, on our blog section.
Oh, yeah. We felt really bad for missing that.
Yeah, I've been meaning to
We'll
do
talk
a separate announcement.
Yeah, we'll talk about the 5 break.
Okay, sounds good. Let's move on. Our 15th ranked team is team number, I don't even know, 314.
From Flint, Michigan, Carmen Ainsworth High School, it's the Megatron Oracles. Average qualification score of 96.71. And with the district event winners at Kettering and Great Lakes.
So competing in the
FIM
district, they were able to capture 2 district events.
wins.
And 2, yeah. They also won the quality award and the engineering and excellence in engineering. They improved drastically from their from an average going from around 76 in their first event to 116 in their second event.
So you can see them play one more time for the Michigan State Championship at the Lansing event. So it's 3 district events for 314.
Wow.
Might be the first team to go 3 for 3.
Interesting.
Interesting. You have that.
I do.
Interesting.
Congrats on a great season so far, 314, and good luck going forward. Man,
Could be 3 for 3. And
3 for 3 and then go to MSC and then go to World Champs.
That's awesome. All right, let's move it on. Our 14th ranked team is team 4488.
Bum, 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 bum. Bum. From Hillsboro, Oregon, Glencoe High School, it's Shockwave. Average qualification score of 110.13. And with the winners of the Oregon City and Central Washington University event in Pinu. Another 2 for 2 district team. Lots of district teams going 2 for 2.
This weekend, Shockwave competed at their second district event, capturing their second district win of the year after winning the Oregon City event. Shockwave is another great robot showing off great consistency, which is key in this year's game. Shockwave seeded first at both events in this weekend, obtained a qualification average of 132 points, which is about 50 points higher than their first event.
Capturing yet another number 1 seed, Shockwave selected 40-61 and 57-79 for the playoffs. Their average score jumped up about 8 points
Playoffs?
from qualifications to...
I'm not.
Click it.
Playoffs?
Just go show you how consistent this team was. Congrats, guys, on a second district win and an awesome-looking robot. Good luck at the Pacific Northwest, or Pinu Championship. Team 4488, Shockwave. Dude, what's going on over there?
I was just
You're, like, lost right now.
like you all the time.
Yes?
I was just reading the text that came in. He said that flipping the totes would change the layout dimensions, which is true because I
Yeah.
thought of that too. Because upside down,
You're all about this toe flipping right now.
I am because I think it's a great idea.
Okay.
But he's right. I mean, it probably bumps the stack.
An inch, right? Can't be more than that. That little,
No,
Draft.
because you think, yeah.
playoffs.
No, it wouldn't. Yeah, it would. Because they fit right into each other.
Yeah.
It would.
To be continued, I can tell.
I'll just end it for this week. We can talk about it next week.
You
When-
put together your official proposal for next week.
Oh, I'm gonna type it up.
I don't know, Kramer. I'm not sure what you have here. It consists as a legally binding document. Oh, boy. Too funny.
It's all right. Keep laughing. When the GDC comes out with the update to the game, who's gonna have that last laugh? It's gonna be me. So, you heard it here first.
Oh, this should be another one of our shirts. You heard it here first. Woo.
All right, whatever.
That's funny.
Okay, I was gonna say one more. I'm just kidding. Because you're already ready. Our 13th ranked team is Team 2590.
People probably have no idea what's going on. We're just like talking. Number 13. talking. Number 12.
Trying to get us back on track.
Thank you. So who was it?
Look at this. Mike and
What?
Justin. Hashtag Mike and Justin for GDC.
Now people are
What?
just sucking.
2590.
From Robbinsville, New Jersey, Robbinsville High School, it's Nemesis. Average qualification score of 71.86. And we're the winners of the Happer Horsham District event and Montreal Regional.
Sweet. A difficult thing to do sometimes is get outside of your comfort zone, and this awesome team from New Jersey did just that. Leaving the Garden State and heading up to Montreal to compete outside of the district model, this combination of new teams and new faces and places didn't get Nemesis out of their game one bit. If anything, they flourished.
They already have a district win under their belt, but clearly they weren't satisfied. They increased their average in qualifications from 65 to 80 and caught the eye of Hyperion, and the two were an unstoppable force. They picked up their second Enduring Excellence Award of the season and will head back to the States for a MAR event next weekend in North Brunswick before yet still MAR champs and then world champs. This would be a tried and tested machine come St. Louis, and there's no signs that their success won't continue. Congratulations to 2590 and good luck next week in North Brunswick. What's going on over there? Stop pressing buttons. Can I do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're losing. We need to be more professional on this show.
More professional? No. Then I would quit. It'd be so much less fun.
I would. So that was Team Nemesis. 4
Good
events
bye.
on the year. 1, 2. Wait, did you say they have another district event before?
Mm-hmm.
So 5 events? District that they already went to.
Regional. Yeah.
Montreal.
Mhm.
And another one. And district champs. And world champs.
Mm-hmm. If they qualify for world
5
champs,
out
which
of
they
7
probably will.
weeks.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Wow.
It is crazy.
All right. Up next, making their first appearance in the top 25, we have Team 1756.
From Peoria, Illinois, Limestone Community High School, it's Argos. Average qualification score of 108.67. The winners, the Central Illinois Regional.
10:30. What? Sorry. Competing at their first regional at Central Illinois, seating 4th, this team did not go unnoticed. Being picked by the first seed alliance, they were able to put up a high playoff average of 172.57. They were able to capture their first finals win by 5 points and won their second match with a score of 190. They went on to take home the Creativity Award, and we look forward to seeing them compete at the Midwest Regional next weekend. So welcome to Top 25, 1756.
So at the Central Illinois Regional, where they had 2481, 2512, some really great teams, 1756 had 446 tote score, which was the highest at the event. So they had the second highest container score. So really a great, strong machine from, holy cow. Sorry. 2512 had a 232 auto score.
Wow.
Where did that come from?
How many matches did they play?
12. 2481 had a 194. That's crazy high. Sorry.
It's really cool.
So even though we got a little sidetracked, that was 1756.
Argos. All right, Team 303 takes the 11th spot for this week.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
They do.
They do.
From Bridgewater, New Jersey, Bridgewater Raritan High School, it is the test team. Average qualification score of 92.38, and we're the Tech Valley Regional semifinalists.
So another team leaving the district model for the weekend, Team 303 sure made an impact at the New York Tech Valley Regional. They stood atop the rankings all throughout the regional, ending qualification matches with an average score of 117.8. Captaining the first alliance, they chose second seeded Team 2852, who we've already talked about, and finished out the alliance with 4203.
After an impressive push through quarterfinals, 303 lost comms with the robot for a period of time during the semifinals. Having your alliance captain go down is a difficult feat for any alliance member, but with the number of points being up by 303, the rest of the alliance could not overcome that loss. 303 made a semifinal exit, but will be competing again at the North Brunswick District event, where they'll have a chance to compete with 2590, who we just talked about.
They were a good little robot. Like the 6 stacker and really good intake with their. I think they were part of Ramp Club. I think we need a different name for Team Tether. Not a different name, but what's going on over here? Bailey, stop distracting my co-host.
I messaged him.
Just kidding. So Team Tether, right? First team to come out with that phrase was the Robo Wranglers.
Mm-hmm.
Team Tether, 2 robots with moving parts.
Mm-hmm.
do you agree with the Team Tether that have tethered just to a static ramp, or do you think that should have a different name?
I don't know.
I think it groups in teams like 4039, 1285, 148.
Sure. It's true that
With teams that, I mean, obviously those static ramps are hugely important and awesome, but I don't know if they deserve the same name as the teams that are really part of the Team Tether.
True. I don't know how official any of these rankings really are, but I agree. I think maybe you should at least have
The Ramp Club. That's what I'm going to call it.
the Ramp Club as opposed to Team Tether.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Team Tether should be like, there should be electrons flowing through your tether if you're on Team Tether. I think a rope doesn't really count. I agree with you. That's a good call.
The Ramp Club. But, I mean, obviously, like I said, it's really effective and really awesome. But, yeah. The Ramp Club. That's what I'm going to call it.
The Ramp Club.
Are you ready?
I am.
No, you're not.
I'm not.
I'm not. I'm going to say it right now. You're going to look like a fool.
Oh, yeah, because that'd be way different than what normally happens on this show. Oh, no.
Our 10th ranked team is team number 3360.
From Sherbrooke, Quebec, Canada, it's Hyperion. Average qualification score of 78.15, and we're the winners, the Montreal Regional.
Look, we all know home field advantage is a thing in professional sports, but Hyperion makes a strong case for it, existing in FRC as well. After a quarterfinal exit in Toronto, Hyperion got to play in Montreal this past weekend, and oh, what a difference that made. 3360 made a statement that they were the best team in Montreal with a dominating performance.
They used a Q average of 91 points to take the top spot, and from there it was goodbye. This robot is a confident six-stacker with the can and the noodle if there ever was one. They make it look easy, stacking fast and steadily. Their championship qualification ensures that the rest of the world will soon know what most already do. Hyperion is the real deal, and we look forward to seeing them compete at the World Championship. Congrats to 3360 Hyperion.
Did they make the top 25 despite just being quarterfinalists in week one? We are a statistician.
Oh, you asked me if they made it week one.
Let's look at it.
Drum roll, please. We don't really have it. Is that this week? Hyperion. Thought we talked about them.
Was it week 2?
Yep. Week 2. They were number 20.
Yep.
So quite an increase.
Yeah.
So congrats to them, Team 3360 Hyperion.
Sweet. Up next, a team we kind of previewed last week was team, you're not even close, 2826.
From Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Oshkosh Recreational Department, it's Wave Robotics. Average qualification score of 94.67, and we're the winners of the Wisconsin Regional.
Most of the FRC world was kept in suspense for a long time, waiting to see what 2826 had in store for us in the 2015 season. When depth charge was revealed, the 3-can auto grabber and tote stack robot was something to be seen in the robot release video, but it was even more impressive on the field. The ability to grab all 3 cans and to make a tote stack, allowed this team to drive to get in rhythm of scoring those 3 bins every time, and it got more and more refined over the course of the weekend.
2826 had an auto score of 88, which is well beyond what's being seen from 95% of FRC teams this year. They were to captain the number 3 seed and made some wise selections. In the playoffs, they were just lights out. Their alliance was far and away the best performing team, and when you can win in that fashion, it's just oh so sweet. Glad we don't have to have another world championship without Wave Robotics this year, as their Wisconsin Regional is their golden ticket. They'll have a championship tune-up at North Star next weekend. Good luck to Wave Robotics.
Man, that thing is so cool. I was watching a couple of their match videos too. It's just make that stack and just shift it over, put it up, and you're good to go. Oh, hey, Tyler. He's in the chat.
Tower who? Olds? Oh,
Yeah.
my man.
Took you a bet, I bet, but well worth it.
Dude, builds great robots and is a great MC.
It's true. Congratulations, guys. Welcome. I'm going. I'm not waiting.
Don't do it, man.
What are you talking about?
Mad stuff. Who's back there?
You talking about what I said?
I don't remember what you said.
Okay, forget it. Moving on. Our 8th ranked team is Team 1671.
From Clovis, California, Buchanan High School, it's the Buchanan Bird Brains. Average qualification score of 97.80, and we're the semifinalists at the Sacramento and Central Valley Regionals.
As mentioned earlier, we both know that this is in the Buchanan Bird Brains' first week in the top 25, and we know that because we can never, it's impossible to forget this name. It also seems highly inaccurate, as I don't think there have been bird brains. What are you talking about?
If you just read it, it's great.
And it also seems highly inaccurate, as I don't think there have been bird brains as successful as this group from California.
Because bird brains is also has like a negative, right? It has negative connotations. You know how big a bird brain is? About this big. I don't know how many bird brains that can make the top 25, except the two that run it. But anyway,
Just ran from here to Newman in under 20 seconds.
is that good?
I don't know.
Their year began in Central Valley, where they picked up the Woody Flowers Finalist Award and Excellence in Engineering Award, but failed to advance out of the semifinal round. This past weekend in Sacramento, they tried to beat that mark. They're perhaps slightly disappointed with to be semifinalists again. However, the tough Sacramento Regional, who could blame them? They were able to increase their average by a whopping 70 points and rank second at a regional that had both 254 and 1678.
The excitement from 1671 wasn't over quite yet. Despite their semifinal exit, their ticket to the World Championship was only about an hour away. Winning the Chairman's Award ensures this great team will be bringing their great robot with them to the big show, where we can't wait to see what they accomplish. Good luck and congrats to 1671. All right. We'll keep moving right along here. Our 7th ranked team is Team 5406.
I wasn't ready.
I know. I'm pushing
Okay.
you.
From Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, Bishop Ryan Catholic Secondary School, it's Celtics. Average qualification score, get this, 135.69 as a rookie. And we're the finalists of the Waterloo Regional.
Competing in Canada can sometimes make you fly under the radar. However, Celtics makes their debut in the top 25 here at number 7. Super impressive. Congratulations. They competed this past weekend in the Waterloo Regional. They finished third behind 11-14 and 20-56. They put up an impressive QAS of 135, and they captained the second alliance. They selected 36-83 Team Dave and 13-34 the Red Devils to make their run in the playoffs.
Scoring as high as 176 in the quarterfinals and semifinals, their alliance advanced to the finals, taking the daunting task of facing the number one alliance of 2056 and 11-14. Putting up a valiant effort, they fell short in 2 matches. They did earn a wildcard slot as 11-14 and 26-56. Both have won regionals this year already. Not to mention 11-14's a Hall of Fame team. Not to mention they themselves earned their own slot by winning the Rookie All-Star Award. So anyway, you try to play it. 5406 will be at the World Championship in St. Louis.
That's awesome.
Congratulations.
As a rookie.
Yep.
Like competing in such a dense field up in Canada. That's great.
Awesome. So congratulations,
We said they had-
Celtics.
Yeah, the mentors from, what did we say, 1503 and something else. It was from Aaron. Oops.
So we're really getting down to it here. Not too many teams left. I can tell everyone's on pins and needles right now.
Totally. Here at number 6, we have 1986.
From Lee's Summit, Missouri, Lee's Summit West High School, it's Team Titanium. Average qualification score of 97.50, and we're the winners of the St. Louis Regional.
After competing in Arkansas to start the year and ended up as finalists, Team Titanium was able to build on that great start by taking the win in St. Louis. Will this be the only win 1986 gets in St. Louis this year? Highly unlikely, as 1986 has a proven track record of winning at the championship level.
The awards they've racked up this year are the Quality and Industrial Design Awards, and they are very deserving for this impressive machine that just keeps getting better. In Arkansas, they ranked 10th with a Q average of 74. They increased that to 117 to take the top spot at St. Louis.
The scary part is Titanium isn't done competing yet. After this week off, they'll be at the Queen City Regional for one last tune-up before they return to St. Louis for the World Championship. Congratulations on your win, and good luck to 1986.
So that is Team Titanium. And that brings us to our last break.
It does. Yes, it does.
So it's getting pequeño late. That was for our Spanish-speaking friends.
You're bilingual now?
Pequeño más.
I think Aaron is really working himself into our statistician honorary position.
Honorary. It doesn't have to be honorary. You can just be the statistician. I'm cool with that. All right. So it looks like everyone has their questions out of their system.
Guess so.
So nothing on the chat lines. I think we've had some good discussions.
We have.
Just want to keep it going?
Let's do it. I mean, unless you wanted to continue any other conversations from earlier, but
No.
okay.
It's been an hour and 40 minutes. I'm ready to go.
You ready to go?
I go for
You
it.
got to work.
Don't we all?
All right, we'll do it. Our 5th ranked team is Team 1678.
From Davis, California, Davis Senior High School, it's the Citrus Circuits. Average qualification score of 115.10, and we're the regional winners at Central Valley and Sacramento Regionals.
So the Roboteers have really made an impression on voters this season.
Oh.
Wow.
Let's go up one.
Wow. We're back. I don't know where that came from. The Citrus Circuit. Wow. Sorry. The Citrus Circuits have become quite a name that has been tossed around a lot this FRC season. Winning in dominating fashion week 1, the Citrus Circuits got another chance at Recycle Rush this past weekend at the Sacramento Regional. It's cool when powerhouse teams find each other at different regionals. From 254 week 1 to 118 week 4, the Citrus Circuits found themselves in the playoffs thanks to their tote set and auto and stacks on stacks in Taliat.
As Mike mentioned, 1670 and 118 played together in the playoffs. 118 took the first seed, selecting 1678, and rounded out their alliance with 54-58. This alliance breezed through the playoffs, putting up an average of over 204 points per match. The Citrus Circuits aren't done yet, as they play one more time next weekend at the Silicon Valley Regional.
A cool little machine they do.
Yeah, plus it's awesome to get to play with some powerhouse teams. Be interesting to see if 254 and 1678 get to team up again at Silicon Valley.
I would say so, but
It's a fair bet.
cool. All right, because then there's no drama in the 4 spot this week. Our 4th ranked team is Team 2481.
Dude, it's okay, man. From Tremont, Illinois, Tremont High School, it's the Roboteers. Average qualification score of 129.59, and we're the winners of the Arkansas, Rock City Regional, and Central Illinois Regional.
3-time regional win. They've really, here we go, sounds familiar. They've really made an impression on voters this season, finishing again in the top 25 this week after their performance at the Central Illinois Regional. The Roboteers do it all, from making a tote set to grabbing RCs off the step and telly, to making some awesome stacks. 2481 built a machine to be envied this season. Taking the number 1 seed for the second time this season, they selected 2220 and 1756 and made a run for it in the playoffs.
Their quarterfinal and semifinal scores, which were good enough to advance, were only different by 1.3 points. Talk about consistency. This alliance really turned it up in the finals, scoring 184 and 190. Finals match 1 was a close one. They only won by 5 points, but definitively in finals match 2. What an amazing season for the Roboteers, and don't forget about them in our final ranking show, and hopefully we'll see them at the World Championship.
I would assume so. 3-time regional.
2 so far.
I thought you said 3.
No.
You could said and.
Arkansas, Rock City Regional, and Central Illinois Regional.
I'm sorry. 2-time regional. Gotcha. All right. Our 3rd ranked team, he's not ready at all. It's Team 118.
From League City, Texas, Clear Creek High School, it's the Robonauts. Average qualification score of 112.30, and the winners of the Dallas Regional and Sacramento Regionals.
Entering their second of 3 regionals on the year, they enter the Sacramento Regional, looking for their second regional win after their nail-biter win in Dallas week 1. Improving their QAS from week 1 by 57 points. The Robonauts found themselves atop the rankings with 54 teams to choose from. The decision wasn't hard, though.
The Citrus Circuits were asked to partner with the Robonauts, and of course they accepted. With the help of 54-58, the number 1 alliance was the definite favorite heading into the playoffs. Scoring only once below 200 points, this alliance had a playoff average of 204.86, winning decisively in the finals in 2 matches. The tote set from 1678 and grabbing 2 pins off the step in auto from 118, which is too hard to come back from. Excuse me. Awesome job to 118, and good luck Week 6 back in the home state at the Lone Star Regional.
Yes, the Rubber Nuts.
Yes.
2 for 2, looking for 3 for 3.
My back's in rough shape, man.
Is it? I'm sorry.
I'm getting too old for this. Anybody want to take over?
No?
No? Anyone? Bueller? Take some applications, maybe. I got to retire. All right, Mike. What do we say, man?
All the drama's in the 2 spot.
That's right. So I'm just going to make people wait a little bit longer.
Wow, what you got?
Uh-oh.
What?
Nothing. I'm just checking the chat line. All right. So at this point, I think you should mention our blogs, and then we'll talk about.
Right. So a new feature we've kind of added or re-added for this year. You can head on over to our website, and you can take a look at kind of some blogs. We have one up from last week and what's up in Cali. If you go to the special features page, or you can just go to frctop25.com/blogs. You can check out what's going on there. So we have from Jake McCann, a mentor from 1678. He's doing What's Up in Cali. And we have Chet, who's going to be doing kind of What's Up in Mar. So check those out.
And if you're interested in doing a blog of your own, send us an email, MikeandJustinITM@gmail.com, and we'll be happy to talk about it and work that out with you. So keep that in mind as well.
Excuse me. Yep. All right. That's kind of all I got to say. So we kind of say our goodbyes and thanks here at the number 2 spot because we kind of see a drop off pretty quickly after number 1.
Actually, I have to say, it hasn't been as bad this past few years as it was early on.
Yeah.
People stick around.
So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for voting. To those voted, if you didn't vote, please vote. It's cool to have your say or have a say in what happens here. And we don't take these rankings as gold. But
we take these rankings as seriously as we take ourselves, which isn't that high, as you can tell.
It's just an excuse to kind of get together and
talk about robots.
Have some fun.
And it is a lot of fun. So thanks, like Mike said, to everyone for watching and voting. Spread the word.
If you'll be at FLR this weekend by any chance, please come say hi. That's where we'll be, the Finger Lakes Regional. I'm competing with 340 and 3015 this weekend.
Woo woo. All right,
Sweet.
I'm ready when you are, buddy.
That's it, man. Our number 2 ranked team is Team 2056.
From Stony Creek, Ontario, Canada, Orchard Park Secondary School, it's OP Robotics. Average qualification score of 152.74. And with the winners, the Greater Toronto East and Waterloo Regionals.
So looking to make it 21 regionals in a row after their win at GTR East, 2056 took the field at the Waterloo Regional. The atmosphere at Waterloo is always something special, and Justin and I are pretty sad that we had to miss it this year. Well, kind of sad because
competing and winning is fun.
That's true.
That Tech Valley, though.
Improving their QAS by almost exactly 50 points from GTR East, 124.4 up to 174.5. OP Robotics were second to their good friends, 1114 Symbotics, after 13 qualification matches.
13 qualification matches is awesome, by the way.
It really is.
It's the most I've seen. Mm-hmm. Pretty much that means that the Waterloo crew was like, you guys think we could do a match turnaround in 5 minutes? Like, we could totally do that. Boom, 13 matches for everybody.
Yep.
Getting to play qual matches together, we got to see a preview of what the playoffs could look like with these two teams on the same side of the field. Putting up scores of 208 and 284, these two teams and their scores were the side talk of many regionals, Tech Valley included. OP Robotics was selected by 1114 for the playoffs, and those two, with the help of 5719, put up over 224 points in every single match. Scored as high as 280 in semifinal match 2. That's without cooperation. This is a glimpse of Einstein, and we're loving it. Congrats on number 2, and also congratulations on a well-deserved regional chairman's award.
Yeah.
3 medals for 2056 in just 2 events.
Yeah. And like I said, it was kind of that 284 was kind of the side talk at TVR. Everybody was like, hey, did you hear about 2056 and 1114? Did you hear what they put up? So it's kind of cool. It's cool. Like, I know that definitely just didn't happen at just the event we were at. I know that was kind of happening all over. So it's kind of cool how like Spider and just technology kind of keeps us all in the loop with each other. What you need? Oh, I'm sorry. Thanks. I'm slacking.
It's all good, man. 2056 OP And last but clearly not least,
is Team 1114.
from St. Catharines, Ontario, Canada, Governor Simcoe Secondary School, Symbotics. Average qualification score of 165.83. And with the winners, the Greater Toronto Central and Waterloo Regionals.
So with regional win number 1 under their belt, Symbotics look for their second goal of the season at Water
Lou.
this past weekend. Finishing with a QAS of 183.46. It was good enough to take first place, you think. For a while there, Symbotics had a QAS over 200. I don't know, it was like 4 or 5. I know they had those huge matches.
Yeah.
But just seeing a QAS over 200 was pretty cool.
Selecting 2056 and 5719, this powerful lines blasted through the elimination rounds, putting up an average of 237 Yamahama. They scored as high as 280. That's 1.9 points per second.
Isn't that cool?
That's awesome. Symbotics competes Week 6 at the Windsor Essex Great Lakes Regional, where they look for regional win number 3 on the year. 2056 will also be there. Wow. What an incredible robot.
I was like, all right, 280, 202, 2 minutes, 30 seconds. I was like, what is that per second? 1.9, 1.9, 3.8. I don't know.
Gets really high.
It's pretty cool.
So
Well,
they're robot
So
here.
Symbotics,
Mhm.
incredible. They're just so fast at what they do. Before you blink and they got like a stack of 6. Symbotics does design right. They make a system that make it as fast as it can go. And it's just cool. Like, they don't design further. Like, if their lift needs to go a certain height, they don't design an inch higher. You know, it's like exactly what it needs to be, as fast as they can make it. It's so cool. I mean, just watching them stack and them securely hold on to their container at the very top, and just drive over the platform with no inhibition, just knowing their stack is going to stay still. It's awesome to see that.
So congratulations, of course, again to 1114, Symbotics, and all the teams in the top 25 this year, or this week, also this year, all the teams that won events this weekend, Chairman's Awards, Woody Flowers Awards. This was a great week.
It was a really great week of competition.
And there's one more event next week than there is this week. So we really got to stay on top of the...
There's 21 events this
there's
week?
21 events this week.
Wow.
Yep. 21 events.
Let's start early.
All right, so we'll call the qualifier. Normally we do this every week. We kind of forgot about it the past few weeks. These are teams that just were outside the top 25. So there's a pretty big drop off after 33.
So 25 to 33 we'll mention.
Yeah, so we'll call that. These are the just misses. So the 26th ranked team was Team 1676. The 27th ranked team was Team 3117. The 28th ranked team was 3996. The 29th ranked team was 4339. The 30th ranked team was Team 340. The 31st ranked team was 2137. The 32nd ranked team was 5528. And the 33rd ranked team was 111 Wildstang. So there was a total of
100.
there's ties.
Yeah, but that's because they just got the
Oh.
one vote.
No, I didn't mean
100
here.
and
It's
I see
182,
what you're
182.
saying.
Oh, but then it jumps to 189, so that's what it should be. So 193 teams this week
Received
received votes. So that's pretty cool. So if you're interested to where your team ended up, if you don't mind me telling you the honest truth that you did not receive any votes or you were 182nd, shoot me an email and I can let you know
Or
where you
text,
were ranked.
Whatever you prefer.
Probably not text because I'm going to turn Takatone off here in just a minute.
Well then.
But thanks everybody for watching. We're going to stick around here for just a little bit and chat. But
So we'll thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week, same time, same place. I think I need to get my shift changed because I'm working nights.
when?
Next Tuesday into Wednesday.
Oh, cool. Maybe we'll have a show next week.
We need a week off. Maybe we'll just pre-record it, right?
Oh, yeah. That would be actually kind of awful. No chat.
No chat.
That's a
But
bummer.
it would get done. All right, sounds good. Well, thanks guys for tuning in. We're gonna kind of sign off here, but we'll stay live here on the air so you guys can hang out and talk. We'll be here talking away too. So thanks for tuning in. See you next week.
Good night.